Land there. Oh yeah, right thing. Alright, yeah, right thing, alright thing. Like up like people that want there is an emergency. Me have to come talk about this. Me did have to come talk about this. Me couldn't left that one there alone. You know, more have to just make it clear, more have to big up Dr. Dayton Campbell. Real general. You understand what I say? You can't take off his secretary, but a real general. Dr. Dayton Campbell, a real general. You know, I'm not supposed to do in the dark. I'm good in the dark. Oh, I'm good in the dark, you know. Hold on. No, man, take it off. In Jesus' name. Hello, people, what I'm going with. There a look emergency life a quick and fast. As a matter of fact, I can really quick and fast now because something we really did want to pay attention to. See it there? Yeah, at 33 minutes ago, him start me glad. So me can go all the way back to the first part I and listen when I say because me did really want to go up on live on TikTok to find out where Will Rattigan is saying. You understand? Who is here? Tell me who is here. I don't really know why this thing is buffer saying. Anyway, like we see if we can read this thing. I'd say Nationwide News understands that People's National Party, PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell, is to step back from his substantive duties at the helm of the party's secretariat. Dr. Dayton Campbell is a member of parliament for Eastern Westmoreland, one of the constituents hardest hit by Hurricane Melissa. It's understood that a hybrid meeting of the PNP National Executive Council on Sunday, a decision was taken that Dr. Dayton Campbell be allowed some time away from the day-to-day leadership of the Secretariat so he could focus instead on helping his constituents rebound from Melissa's devastation. Our sources at Sunday's NEC meeting say given that the shift in Dr. Campbell's focus, the post of National Project Director was created. The holder of this new post is set to fill the void created by Dr. Dayton Campbell. Yes. Moved to be closer to his constituency at this challenging time. We are told that the responsibilities have been given to Maureen Weber. Weber is understood to have played a prominent role in the PNP's recent general election campaign. Our reporters called Dr. Dayton Campbell at 5:18 p.m. on Sunday to confirm the development around his position as General Secretary, but the call ended abruptly after the reporter identified herself. Attempts to call him back were unsuccessful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this not sound good. May I take this with a grain of salt? So, a nationwide...
I do not understand the concept of...
Well, a nationwide call Dr. Dayton Campbell, and Dr. Dayton Campbell look like him hang up the call. He look like... Oh my God, what is going on with these females, bro? You're like, y'all gotta chill on the internet. Lord have mercy. What is... Oh, y'all gotta calm down. Now, ladies and gentlemen, so I take this with a grain of salt. All right. So I'm going to preference my statement because, of course, a nationwide we are dealing with. No. A nationwide. So this probably might be propaganda. It probably might be false. However, let me just say this. If this is true, that Dr. Dayton Campbell, well, I haven't heard anything from the PNP in this regard. Hold on. Let me go up on their Facebook. Let me go on their Facebook. Let me go on their Facebook. I hope they said something.
Is a release.
Alright, so they didn't say anything on that. Let me go on their Instagram. Eastern Westmoreland Hurricane Relief. Dr. Dayton Campbell still doing his thing. Working very hard in his constituency. This is his page. Right? Lorraine Wagwan. No, you know what? Why am I not hear this nowhere else? Why am I not hearing this anywhere else? No, if Dr. Dayton Campbell was to recuse himself of his duties as General Secretary to focus more on his constituency, I would not be opposed to it, you know. Especially if a situation where he's just being given the time to aid with that and then come back to his duties when things normalize, I am okay with it. I'm not even opposed to him like making that decision at all, because I just think it shows his dedication. And I'm here right now to say salute to the general. Whether it's general secretary or general, the man is a general. You understand what I say? He is, nobody is perfect, obviously. But you would be remiss to say that Dr. Dayton Campbell is not absolutely dedicated to the people of his constituency. That would be a false narrative. Let me just say that. Like, the man has shown ultimate level of dedication, right? What is happening here? Oh, this is chairman of the People's National Party, Angela Brown Burke, in Hanover. Hanover seems to get... We can't trust nationwide. Like, me don't know. But me see, let me tell you why I actually even follow this thing. Let me tell you why. I say after if I press post it. If after if I press never post it, I won't believe. You understand what I say? I actually see after if the press post it on our Facebook. So, let me go on after if I press Facebook. After of the press. See? Oh, see that? This alone speaks for itself. Our MP, Dr. Dayton Campbell, stepped back from General Secretary duties to focus on his constituency. I mean, that's out of the press. She should know. So I'm going to assume that this is 100% legit. Although I haven't seen it on any other platforms, I really don't trust Nationwide. Like Rev or whatever they want it, I don't trust them. Anything they put out, I have seen it in other publications before me even say me I go talk about it. But it's really out of the press. So JLP Tavares to the Mint office of ECJ. Thank God. Anywhere in my left is good. Anywhere in my... Can he leave the government? Anywhere in my left is good. Mighty God. Wow. JLP hail victory for the rule of law after court rejects election challenge. Anyway, let me talk about Dr. Dayton Campbell. Dr. Dayton Campbell has shown immense levels of leadership. The man has shown his humanity. The man has shown his strength. He has not left the people. Say what you want to say, but this man has fought. So hold on, Lonesome just talked about it a while ago. Nothing like that. What they're talking about, Dr. K. You see what me I talk about though, bro? You see what me I talk about? You see what me I talk about? Me can't trust Nationwide. The other day, the man them put out an article about St. Lucia and all the JLP involved in something. And me hear from Mr. Lonesome say that a straight up false news. In the up there again? Me hear from him say a false news. You understand what I say? Because him have people in that area that knows the Prime Minister. Me ear say nothing no go so. Well, I know, pass the broom. So it's very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. But even if Dr. Dayton Campbell was to make that move, and then I don't know, why are they so pressed about Dr. Dayton Campbell being a general secretary? Well, we all know why, because the man does a great job, innit? And he's a great leader. And then you have Ian Hales. You have so much great leadership in the party. I mean, you have Miss Donna Scott Motley that is taking kind of a backseat, but not really, because she's who she is. They have so much rich leadership. And then you have the young ones coming up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, where broom there? You're supposed to do this, man. But, interesting. So once Mr. Lonesome said that, you know it go. So Dr. Dayton Campbell, they're lying on you, sir. I should have known when I saw the last part of the message when they said he hung up on them, or it was disrupted. Yo, all of the no sir, all of the people we go with your suckers. Me want to hear what go on there say, where there? Me have got to change the title of that video, but after me done, after me finish, Zine, I got to change the title, Zine. Alright, I got to change it after me finish. But you see, as right now, you make me go here, so. Normally, this a man go live on a Monday, but due to the situation with Paul Buchanan, you know it go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. You could hear what Mr. something there say about this case here.
Yes. Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world.
All right, so may I turn up my camera?
I'm going to tune in
soon
to the special broadcast. Greetings. Well, folks, tonight is a very, very special night, very special program. Normally we're not on a Monday night, except when we're visiting with our dear friend, Mr. Jeffrey Tavares. But as most of you know, we've been anticipating this decision from the Supreme Court concerning the actions of the constituted authority concerning the election on September 3rd in West Central St. Andrew. And who's the MP over there? None other than the Prime Minister, Prime Minister Andrew Holness. So, this is something that we planned because we decided that win, lose, or draw, we were going to do something about this decision. Talk about it, to educate people. And, you know, as we said all along, we're training people to be, not experts, but to understand civics. I'm just looking at some of the comments in the chat. People in the chat, big up on yourself, each and every one of you. I wish I could do like we do on a Wednesday and start doing it, but it's going to take up too much time, and we have a lot to cover, even though it's basically one subject. Now,
let's go.
Let me start out by saying
that
whatever the decision was going to be, I want you to understand this. To respect the decision of the judiciary. You may not agree with it, but you have to respect it. And that's the nature of our system. That we is something called rule of law, respect for law, and that's it. So, I have read the judge's opinion. I respect it. However, I respectfully disagree. And that's the nature, again, it's the nature of our system. So if you disagree, there are avenues you seek for remedy. You can appeal. Or you can just decide that you're not going to do anything. But you remember, I was asking all of you to put aside $100 US. Or whatever you can afford. $20, $200, $2,000. Anticipating an adverse judgment, like the one today.
Gone on that clock, man.
I believe, based on my reading, that the judge made some serious errors. And the only way to correct this is to file an appeal. And so this coming Saturday, we're going to provide you with the information where you can send your donations.
Hold up.
I believe, based on my reading,
yes,
that the judge made some serious errors.
Okay.
And the only way to correct this is to file an appeal.
Oh.
And so this coming Saturday, we're going to provide you with the information where you can send your donation to fight this appeal. And let me be absolutely clear. The money is not going to the candidate. It's not going to a political party. It's going to the attorney who will be representing this principle in front of the Court of Appeal. What principle? The principle of good governance. The principle of the rule of law.
So people, on the system, Mr. Will Rattigan not play with nobody. When it comes to this case between Paul Buchanan and Andrew Honest, as a lawyer, the man said the judge makes some serious errors. This is what I've been waiting for, you know. His opinion on the matter, his legal opinion on the matter. I have been waiting, but I thought he was going to start 8 o'clock. But him start late. So him throw me off. And then I see Dr. Dayton Campbell and I say, what? He man go left as secretary. But now me yes I lie. Nationwide. Yo, you know what I say? Uno not afraid of God. Uno not afraid of God. All I want to align to the devil, man. When the time I come here, when the time I come, remember me tell you that.
The principle of the sanctity.
Me don't want nobody surprise when the time come, you know. Me don't want nobody shock when the time come, you know, when God lay down your law, you know. A judgment on Jamaica, you know. I want to get caught in it, you know. Me don't want nobody surprise. All I want to know is why I back the devil. And the devil servant them. Me don't want nobody surprise when it attacks reach on the backside. I don't want nobody surprise. You have to come down. You think I joke? You can't stay there.
The election process. That's what we're fighting for.
Yes.
Because we believe that the constituted authority overstepped its boundary. So,
me tell you now when I learned from Mr. Will Rattigan, the constituted authority never had the authority to reject Mr. Paul Buchanan's appeal. If you tell him, say, what he brought forward was not enough. Their only responsibility was to send the thing through to the other court. To the court. Right? That was their only responsibility. Based off the law. And the interpretation of the law. So this is going to be interesting, guys. I know that I will be donating. Father God, just bless me so I can bless the effort of Mr. Will Rattigan. You understand? Father God, I'm asking you to bless me so I can bless him. Reasoning with Rattigan on YouTube, guys. If you're not yet subscribed, why aren't you? What you waiting on? Former superintendent at the FBI. A man from the garrison of Jamaica. Hard life, zinc fence, ghetto. You know, here, elevate himself. You understand, to the point where the man was a diplomat for years, all over the world. For years. You feel me? I deal with no lawyer. Right? So, and a studied individual. Very studied individual. Right? Real university over there. So, I am with Mr. Will Rattigan on this one. Anyway, I go with it, that's how I go. I tell you that straight. That's just me. Everybody have them different thoughts on it, but that's just me.
That's just the prelude. Let me just say that the program tonight, in order to understand this decision,
yes,
we have to go back.
right.
We have to go way back.
Mm.
And we have to come to terms with the system that we operate under.
Yes.
And then we're going to look at some decisions. And I promise you this. When we go back and we look at the 1998, 27 years ago.
Yes.
We look at that decision.
Yes.
You will understand when we fast forward to 2025 and we look at two laws. We're only going to look at two laws.
We got my brother Chill in the building, man. Hey, Chill, what up, bro? What's going on, player? What's happening? Bolo, you know, say wickedness. You know, say when wickedness is afraid of people, what? People don't know what to say. Oh, yeah, yeah, I mean, they're afraid of Dr. Dayton Campbell, you know. The man is a man. A man that them cannot control or buy. So, you understand? Yeah, them afraid of him.
When we go back and we look at the 1998, 27 years ago, we look at that decision, you will understand when we fast forward to 2025 and we look at two laws. We're only going to look at two laws.
Yes.
When we walk through those laws, you will understand that the judge made a mistake. Well, the judge erred. She made an error.
The judge made an error, okay.
But we still have to respect the decision.
Yes.
We don't have to accept it.
But we have to respect it.
Have to respect it.
All right.
Just like how you would respect a decision in your favor. You have to respect a decision that's not
in your favor, right?
Or an adverse decision. Have to. All right. The first thing we want to do is we want to look at the system of government we have in Jamaica. That's where we need to start. And then we slowly work our way into the decision. I should say decisions. Because there are two of them. Actually, three. There's one from 1998 that we're going to look at, and we have a couple we're going to look at for 2025. Kezia Couture says, Ratty the judge saying take too long for file. It is that true or not true? Stay tuned. Here we go, people. OT, I'm going to need you to, our producer, John, I'm going to need you to kind of expand this. I'll put it on the screen, and please expand it so that everybody can see it, because I can't do it from where I am. Here we go.
Government of Jamaica, an overview.
Can everybody see the screen?
Hold on there.
Yes, no? Okay, all right, folks, listen. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Run, tell your family, friends, neighbors, whomever. Tell them to tune in, because guess what? We have Mr. Hugh Wildman with us in the studio, live and direct.
What?
And this is like kind of a surprise. Oh, you can't do it? Okay, all right. It's kind of a surprise, but I had my program all laid out with everything. But since Mr. Wildman is here, I think I should just bring him on, and we'll go from there. All right, let me move.
This is interesting, guys. The judge, the lawyer for Mr. Paul Buchanan went. Is he really there?
He was just.
Okay.
Mr. Wildman, are you there, sir? We can't see you, we can't hear you. Oh, your lovely assistant is half hour from now good for you?
Okay, fine. All right, yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. All right. All right, folks.
So he'll be on half an hour from this. I'm playing it from behind, obviously.
All right.
You can't play the man live.
But I want to set this.
Somebody way behind.
Because some of you, September 3rd, there are connections going all the way back to 1997, 1998. All right. Government of Jamaica, an overview, right? This, we can't get it any bigger than this? Nope. OT, June, can't get it any bigger than this? Yes, no? All right. At the top of this, you see monarch. That's King Charles,
Mm-hmm.
the King of Jamaica. And then below him, folks, tell me if you can see. Tell me if you can see. Tell me if you. All right, control this. This is not going to work for me. I don't want to mess with it because last time I did this, the entire screen went black. So just tell me if you can read what's on the screen.
Barely.
Yes? Okay. Leonie says yes. All right. See, monarch, that's King Charles III, the King of Jamaica. That's an official title, King of Jamaica. Then he's represented by the Governor General. And then right below the Governor General, you see the Services Commission and the Privy Council. The Privy Council is not the Privy Council in England. That's the Privy Council. That's an advisory body to the Governor General. And then you have the Services Commission, you know, the Police Services Commission, Public Services Commission there. But if you go straight down from the Governor General, straight down, you see three large boxes and different color. On my screen over here, it's showing yellow. On the screen that you're looking at, it shows a different color. But it says legislature, executive, and judiciary. This is all civics, people. The legislature, they make the laws. That's part of it. And you see it right there, Senate, House of Representatives. What that means is that the opposition party is part of government. Technically, they're part of government because they're part of both the Senate. They have representatives in the Senate. They have representatives in the House of Representatives. And guess what? They vote. And then below that, you see the Auditor General. In the middle, you see the executive. That's the Prime Minister's office. They're responsible for driving policies and implementing the laws. So you have Prime Minister, you have the Cabinet, ministries below. And to the far right, you have the judiciary. Court of Appeal, Supreme Court, Special Courts, Resident Magistrate Courts, etc. And then next to RM Courts, you see Attorney General. That's under executive. The attorney. Oh, and let me make something abundantly clear. The case that was decided today, it wasn't Paul Buchanan versus Andrew Holness. Paul Buchanan was not suing Andrew Holness. He was suing the constituted authority.
That's true.
For the decision they made. So Prime Minister Andrew Holness is not a part of this lawsuit in terms of being a party to it.
Yes.
He's affected one way or the other, but he's not a party to it. He's not named a party to it.
True.
So we need to understand that. So we had a decision today. That decision can be appealed to the Court of Appeal.
Right.
Let's just be clear about that. So this is government. Now, the reason why I show you this is because, see, the legislature, there are three branches of government in Jamaica. Three branches. Three groups that run the country. Legislature, they make the laws. Executive, they drive policies. And judiciary, they interpret the laws. They interpret the laws. So they try to get into the head. Whenever there is a law that's a problem, they will then look at it, examine it, and try to interpret it. In other words, they're trying to get into the heads of the legislatures. They're trying to get into the head of the people and say, okay, what did they mean when they passed this law? Well, one way to find out is to go to the Hansard. And most of you here, you know what the Hansard is. The Hansard is the transcript of the discussion regarding the debate of a bill. When they're debating a bill, the Hansard is there. So you can go back and you can see who said what before the bill was passed. So you can get a sense of where they were going. And that's why I can tell you that the Integrity Commission Act is flawed, because I went to the Hansard and I saw where they were actually discussing loopholes. And those loopholes that they were discussing, you can find them in the bill, in the law today. They didn't take them out. They left them there.
What? Yo, wait. Nah, bro. Hold up. What? So you telling me, allegedly, you telling me, Mr. Will Rattigan, that when they was passing the law for this thing, the Integrity Commission, they were discussing loopholes. And after discussing the loopholes were not addressed. Ain't no way, bruh. Bruh. What is going on in Jamaica, bruh? Who was at this meeting? Can I read that myself? I'm gonna have to, you know what? I'm gonna get Mr. Will Rattigan's number. I think I got it already, you know, but I might have cleared my messages. I never reached out to him. I have to get in touch with Mr. Will Rattigan. I know it's gonna be a lot of reading, but I need to understand what the hell really going on with this thing, bro, because this is wild. The Integrity Commission is too important for people to be seeing loopholes. I want to know who these people are that saw these loopholes, spoke about them, but never addressed them. Never decided, you know what, we need to strengthen this because it's going to be good for the country. It's going to be good for cleaning up corruption. Yeah, I need to know that, bro. This is wild. That's crazy.
So if you really want to know what these legislatures, what these parliamentarians were thinking when they passed this law, you need to go to the Hansard. But you need to go to the Hansard in its totality. In this case, you'll see where the judge went to the Hansard and she quoted Peter Phillips, but we don't know what she left out because she didn't quote the entire thing. She went to just one little section. And we know how that can be. So there you have it. The legislature, executive, judiciary. Remember that, my people. If you forget everything else about this chart, if you forget that the Attorney General is actually representing the government, and when I say the government, the constituted authority.
Yes.
If you remember that, if you forget that, don't forget that Jamaica has 3 branches that form the government: legislature, executive, judiciary. And there is supposed to be a separation of powers. But think about this. Who's in charge of the legislature? Who's the speaker? Speaker Juliet Holness. Who's in charge of the executive? The Prime Minister. So you have 2 branches of government
that the Holness
living, eating, sleeping under the same roof.
Wow.
The question is,
no, that puts into context how huge of a conflict of interest it is. Yo, no, Will Rattigan is out here killing it, bro. What? That is, when you really look at that, all right, so on face value, right? Juliet Holness, the wife of Andrew Holness, being the Speaker of the House, on face value is wrong. Just on face value. But then when you understand how the government structure is, the 2 major entities of government out of the 3, the legislator, the executive, and the judiciary. A wife and a husband control 2 of those. Yeah. We in trouble. We are looking straight into dictatorship. Straight into dictatorship. Yeah, we in trouble. As a people, our rights, our sovereignty, we in trouble. That's fact.
Is that separation of power? Is that what was contemplated by the people who put together this system? That you can have a husband running one branch of government and you have a wife running another branch of government.
And listen,
what's next? We're going to have a son.
Let me tell you how bad it is. The Governor General is above all of that. Andrew Holness is linked to the king. The king is above all of that. So just understand the dynamic of the power dynamic in Jamaica. Andrew Holness pledged allegiance to the king in the Privy Council. You have the Governor General. They are trying to reform the Constitution to bring in a president that has certain executive powers. Thank God the Constitution is structured in a way where they cannot do that without the opposition. Worse, like how the opposition now has 28 seats. People, God is working, you know? We are in danger to go back right into slavery, and we don't even know it here in Jamaica. And God Almighty is about to tear down their power structure. They are going to be judged. I'm telling you, I want dangerous thing about Jamaica. You know? You can't
judiciary, and then the family control the whole thing. I don't know, but the legislature, just keep in mind that the legislature, we're talking about parliament, and the speaker is there. She controls the mandate. She controls the schedule. She controls very powerful position.
Very. Blossom, what's up?
Legally, there's nothing wrong with it. Legally, morally,
everything is wrong with it.
It's bankrupt.
Everything is wrong with it morally.
It's bankrupt.
Everything is wrong with that.
So you have two parties living under the same roof, controlling two branches of government, and the third is controlled by the judiciary. And so you would start to think, and I can understand, I don't have any evidence of it, but I can understand when people say it is a corrupt practice, a corrupt system.
Rose, what's up?
I understand that when they say. I don't have the evidence, but I can understand why people say
Of course.
That. Now, we're going to get into the meat of the matter.
Please. Thank you for that lesson, sir. That was a good explanation of
government of Jamaican overview. And what we need to do now is, let me show you. We did this already.
Shall we remember say 19 here?
Here we go. This is not the one I'm looking for. By a few hundred votes. And then there was a blackout. And then when things came back, when the reception came back, he was up by more than 2,000.
Play that back. Play that back.
Remember this? Like on election day,
yes,
the prime minister was down by a few hundred votes.
Yes.
And then there was a blackout.
Yes.
And then when things came back, when the reception came back, he was up by more than 2,000.
Amazing.
Remember this?
Incredible.
This is what this whole argument is about. It's about who won that election.
7-11,
fair and square.
Rose, which party you there? You're going with a crocus bag thing in a Rose. 2 hours behind, which party there? I must see California.
Mr. Paul Buchanan is saying, no, it wasn't an election that you can reasonably call fair and square. It wasn't. That's his contention.
Oh, Canada, the 2 hours behind, okay.
He take it up with the constituted authority, and therein lies a problem. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a couple of laws, and here's why it's important. You can't move forward unless you see the guidelines to say, okay, this is left, this is right, this is straight, this is back. You can't move forward unless you know what you're dealing with, right? Once we're done with that, then we're going to go to how the rules were applied in a previous case. So the first one is the Election Petitions Act. And I'll break this down for you. Now, this law was established, I think we have it right here. Here it is right here.
Screen too bright. Hold on there.
There you go. This law was established on the 17th of April, 1885. 1885. And it's been amended several times. The amendments, hold on, the amendments are right there. The amendments are right there. The last time it was amended was in 2002, right? My screen has gone. OT, can you refresh, please?
Me say, hey, me come and forgive me, sir, Dr. Dayton Campbell, big up us, man. Can't believe the man then tell lie to her at it, to the man. Oh, where them get them thing from, brother?
Hold on, folks. My screen just went blank, so I can't see anything. So let me call.
Look like him have some difficulty. Devil is a liar. See it there? Now if you fast forward a little bit. Be a problem boss have. That's bad.
Just going to show you a couple of things, and you have to keep these things in mind when we start analyzing the court's decision. Now, here's the first thing. Election petition. This one right here. This one. Right? Keep that in mind. Petition or election petition shall mean a petition complaining of an undue return or undue election of a member of the House of
Like up the live, please. Thank you.
Parish Council or the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation, presented to whom? To the Supreme Court under the provisions of this Act. I need you to keep that in mind. An election.
A petition may be presented to the Supreme Court by any one or more of the following persons. Alright. Let me play that back.
To the Supreme Court under the provisions of this Act. And
petition or election petition shall mean a petition complaining of an undue return of or undue election of a member of the House of Representatives or councillor of a parish council or the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation presented to the Supreme Court under the provision of this Act.
I need you to keep that in mind. An election petition. Where is it filed? It's filed with the Supreme Court. Look at 3. A petition may be presented to the Supreme Court by any one or more of the following persons. And it starts telling you in relation to that. Here it says, the following provisions shall apply to the presentation of an election process.
Where's the network problem?
The big red dot. The petition shall be presented to the registrar of the Supreme.
Hey, if you not hear me, press a 1 in the chat. Rose says she have network problem. Rose, you hear me now? Talk to me. You know, I go with my page, you know, man, always something from what there, and I notice it come like, man, them log into my number and just start send me a bug. You know where we go.
Within 21 days
change
after
my
the
number
return has been made of the member to whose election the petition relates. 21 days after the election. And then in some instances, if you want to prove
look up
corruption with the election process, then it's 28 days. Right? And then it says right here, you see that red dot. At the time of the presentation,
Philip, I hear me, all right,
3 days afterwards, at the time you file this, or 3 days after that, you have to put up some money, some security. Because you have to have some skin in the game. They don't want you to just willy-nilly just file these things. So they say, no, you have to put up security for the payment of the costs and charges and expenses that may become payable. So you have to put up some money. Keep this in mind. Remember, 1, an election petition must be filed in the Supreme Court. If you notice, it doesn't say anything about constituted authority.
Oh,
an election petition, you have to file it in the Supreme Court.
Okay.
And you have to file it within 21 days after the return.
So they say 14.
Concerning the election. And at the time that you're filing it, you have to put up some security. You have to put up a deposit. Remember those 3 things. Because what we're going to show you is that Paul Buchanan did not file an election petition. The judge made a big to-do about it. And she's like, yeah, you know, with the petition, you have to have this date, and you didn't file it within this time. He didn't file an election petition. And I'm going to show you. Now let's go down.
Wait.
that
So what Mr. Rattigan is saying is that the judge, her ruling was misguided? Oh my God. Holy no. Whoa. Hey. This is huge, you know? This is actually huge. Miss Wint, or Wint, is it Wint Blair? Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta pray. No, something is going on. Something is going on. If that is true, Lord have mercy. How could the judge make a mistake like that? What? Oh my God. No, sir. No. Let me play that back. What?
An election petition. The judge made a big to-do about it.
Yes.
And she's like, yeah, you know, with the petition, you have to have this date, and you didn't file it within this time. He didn't file an election petition. And I'm going to show you. Now, let's go down. And here's the security that you have to pay.
Unbelievable.
And when you file that petition, we're going through the election petition now. And remember what I said.
I'm remembering.
Buchanan did not file an election
petition. Exactly.
With the Supreme Court.
Yes.
Remember that.
Wow.
It says here that if you file an election petition, here are the things that you have to do.
Yes.
You must state the particulars. You must state with a statement of the relief, the act that you're complaining about, and within 10 days, blah, blah, it gives you all of these things.
All these details.
The reason why I'm not going through all of this with you is because he did not file an election petition. He did not. So, but I'm just letting you know that there is something called an election petition. Now, let me go down further and show you something else. That's why it pays to read, people, and have an understanding. Now, here we're now talking about the election court, right? And this election court, remember, no, it's not talking about the Supreme Court where you file the election petition. This is a different court. It comes under the Supreme Court, but it's a different court. This court was created later. And I'll show you. So it says the election court shall have the power to hear applications, not petitions. Where? By way of originating motion. From where? Not from you, but from the constituted authority. The two different things we're talking about. One, you file it. One of them you file, and it's filed in the Supreme Court. And then you have a certain amount of days, and then you have to pay a security deposit. Second one is they're talking about the election court. I said the election court will hear applications from not from the Supreme Court or from the individual, but from the constituted authority. I'm going to show you where the constituted authority, where that body falls in the scheme of things. And it says to declare in relation to such applications, you have to tell them that you do it if you think that the poll is void or that or it's not void. And here's where it says here, the election court, again, the election court, not the Supreme Court, will make declarations in respect to, and it gives you a list of things. The election court. One of them is it has to once it meets and an oral argument is over, they have 2 days to deliver a decision. The Supreme Court could take months.
Whoa.
People, I hope you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
The Supreme Court and the election court. The election court, the rule says once you finish with your oral argument, 2 days maximum, and they have to give a decision.
Wow.
The Supreme Court could take months.
People not hear this?
And the whole process with the election court says here, it shall terminate within 6 months of the date of the taking of a poll to determine all matters brought before the court. So, for example, the election court came into effect, I think, around in September. And that court will stand for 6 months. Until next March. Now, here's what it says. It says, the constituted, remember now, it's not you bringing the action, it's the constituted authority, because you go to them and they now look at your petition, they look at your affidavit, and then they go to the election court. And here are the bases for them going to the election court. One is where the total number of votes cast in a constituency or electoral divisions exceeds the number of electors on the official list for that constituency or electoral division. What that means is that when they look, they say 500 people voting.
Adrian, what go on?
The list, the registration of the people supposed to vote.
Adrian say what? People underestimate how far the corruption has infected Jamaica's institutions under the government, including the courts. No, I don't underestimate it, you know. What I am, me personally, I am a bit guarded by what I say in regards to the courts and judges. Because at the end of the day, God I go judge them, you know, brother. If them involved in a corruption, you know, God I go judge them. You understand what I say? Yeah, so I'm a bit guarded by what I actually say about judges.
300. Obviously something is wrong there. If you only have 300 registered voters and you see 500 people voting, you know something is wrong.
Of course.
As I said, that's one of the grounds. Another ground is where the ballot boxes have been stolen or destroyed or been tampered with. And the number of electors on the list of electors for the polling station is more than the difference in the number of votes cast for the candidate declared the winner and the candidate who's not declared the winner. All that saying that if there's any shenanigans with the ballot boxes, stolen, destroyed, tampered with, problem. Here's the third one, that the presiding officer, the person who is in the polling station, that somebody, put a gun to the person's head and say, sign the ballots. Where you intimidate the person, put the person on the duress and the person has to sign off on the ballots. 4, that there are people voting who should not be voting.
Dead people.
Or people voted who shouldn't vote. When I say a bona fide elector,
no ID.
When I see that thing, I'm thinking, what about somebody who votes twice? You can only vote once. One man, one vote. Same man, same vote. So that person, to me, wouldn't be a bona fide elector for the second vote. For the first vote, yes, but that's a problem. And number 5 is that where there is violence, or this is key,
intimidation,
any irregularity during election day. Any irregularity during election day. Any irregularity during election day in one or more polling stations or polling divisions on electoral division or constituency. And here's the key. So you should read 5E. You should read it as any irregularity which would lead to a substantial distortion or subversion of the process of free and fair election.
People, Will Rattigan has shown the video of people bombarding the station. They should be 100 feet away from the polling station. You saw people in green all over in Andrew's constituency. That's intimidation. People will choose not to vote when that happens. That alone should be cause for a re-election, and that's on tape.
What does that mean? It means you only need one.
Yeah.
Any irregularity, one or more, that would distort or subvert the process of free and fair election. So, for example, if the ballot boxes are missing, yes. If they're supposed to go a certain direction from
and don't go there,
polling station to the counting station,
yes,
and they go a different route, and then people can't find it, and then they show up later on.
Problem.
You cannot call that free and fair election.
No.
If somebody threatens the presiding officer inside the station, can't consider free and fair election. If the presiding officer votes for people, cannot be. You don't need all of those. You need just one.
Wow.
Just one. Those are the bases on which the constituted authority or the election court will take into consideration. There it is right here, contract may apply to the election court for the voiding of the taking of a poll on one or more. See right there, 37, on one or more of the following grounds. So 1, 2, 3, long as you have one. Fine.
Well, now to remember, say, you see Mr. Will Rattigan, and the law, the man I read, you know. This is the law, you know. You understand what I say? This is not where him feel. He's reading the law. This is for educational purposes, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Let me see what this is here. And here it is, where the constituted authority, the people like you go to file for you, make an application to the election court. The application shall be made within 28 days of the taking of the court. And much has been made about the fact that, much has been made about whether or not the filings took place in a timely manner. Because you're saying it's too late, they filed too late. I'm going to show you that they didn't file too late.
Oh my God, what?
And then the hearing shall commence within 60 days after the application is filed.
Bruh.
And then remember, you only have once the
Bruh, hold up, man. Come on, bruh. So you telling me that they didn't file too late? Because I remember him saying something about 21 days. 21 days from September 3rd is September 24th. That's crazy.
Once the arguments are heard, 2 days, and then they have to give up. That is the election court, not the Supreme Court. Election court, they will have to render a decision. And then they say the election court may extend the period for the filing of an application where they believe that, based on the circumstances, the period ought to be extended, and they can do so for 3 days after the period is specified. All right? We're clear on that. I hope we're clear on that. Because now, remember I told you there are 2 laws involved. The Election Petition Act, and the other one is the Representation of the People Act. This one you're looking at, the Election Petitions Act, remember what I told you, that this law came into effect in 1885. Not 1985, 1885. And was amended throughout the years, and the last amendment was in 2002. Here is the Representation of the People Act. See? It came into effect 1944, not 1885, 1944. And it was amended many times over. And the last amendment was right here, 2016. What does it say about elections? Let's run through it. Just a few, I'm just going to show you a few portions, and I think I've highlighted them, because we don't want to spend too much time on this. Actually, we want to spend some time on this because this is where the rubber meets the road.
My God.
52A. Well, okay, oops. Okay, 52A.
This is where the rubber meets the road. Boy, this Saturday not gonna normal. When Rattigan touch your place.
All right, here we go. 44B. You file it with the Supreme Court. You have a certain amount of time. You state the reasons, and then you have to put up security deposit. It mentions nothing about going to the constituted authority, except in the last part of it, it says you go to the election court. And how do you get to the election court? You go through the constituted authority. And this coming Saturday, we're going to put up a chart so that you can see it, because some people are visual. I understand that. And we're going to put up a chart so that you can see it for yourselves. But here's what it says. It says, when after the taking of a poll, the constituted authority or a candidate is of the opinion that during the taking of the poll, circumstances existed which could constitute grounds as specified in section 37. We just looked at 37. Remember the 5 reasons I gave you?
Mm-hmm.
It says the constituted authority may, on its own motion or at the request of the candidate, make an application under that section to the election court. What does that mean? It means that if I'm complaining about, if I lost the election and I'm complaining, I can't file it on my own. I can't go to the election court on my own. I have to take it to the constituted authority.
Yes.
And I have to take it with what? Affidavits.
Evidence.
They don't require witness testimony. Live people there testifying what they saw, what they did. They don't require that. Videos. They don't require that. Audio. They don't require any other evidence. No. The only thing they need is just a piece of paper saying, I swear that on such and such a day, this is what I saw.
You hear that?
That's all you need.
So Paul Buchanan should not have been denied.
The constituted authority.
Paul Buchanan should not have been denied, ladies and gentlemen. Based off this information, Paul Buchanan should not have been denied going to that court. Right? It should have been referred based off this information right here. So What are we actually, what is actually going on in Jamaica? What?
May, before making an application under subsection 1 on its own motion, request a returning officer to furnish it with reports as are necessary to determine that an application ought to be made, and the returning officer shall furnish the constituted authority with such report.
I just saw a comment from Reason with Attigan. The judge turned herself into a full pretzel. She lost all credibility for acquiesce for corruption. Lord, yo, so the judge now, me kind of like the judge, you know, because of the court case with the Rasta man, and she give 120 million. But look there now, she lose her credibility. It seems, that appears. Mighty God.
That means it means that the constituted authority, this body, right, this organization, this entity, that, and it's the only you can go the other route to the Supreme Court. But why would you want to do that? Because it's going to take a long time. That's why they put this in here to short circuit the thing, to say, look, you don't have to go to the Supreme Court and spend a whole lot of time waiting on it. Because remember, this thing has to be wrapped up within 6 months.
Yes.
So you can go here, but you don't go to the court directly. You have to go to the constituted authority, and then you give them your
affidavit. Yeah.
And then they will then look at the affidavits, and then they will do the application for you with the election court. Or they can do it on their own. If they get wind that something is going wrong, or something went wrong, they on their own can say to the presiding officer or the returning officer, they can request someone to say, bring us evidence regarding it. We're hearing things, we're not sure. Bring us the evidence. That's 1. 2, which is number 3, it says a candidate who is desirous of having the constituted authority make an application on his behalf to the election court shall, within 14 days of the taking of the poll, 14 days after September 3rd, make such request and shall furnish the constituted authority with such evidence on which he relies, which shall be by affidavit. Do not forget that. The only thing they need you to do is just provide affidavit with somebody saying, I swear that this is what happened, this is what I said. 3rd, make an application on his behalf to the election court shall, within 14 days of the taking of the poll, 14 days after September 3rd, make such request and shall furnish the constituted authority with such evidence on which he relies, which shall be by affidavit. Do not forget that. The only thing they need you to do is just provide affidavit with somebody saying, I swear that this is what happened, this is what I saw.
Yeah.
And you do that, why? So that the constituted authority may determine whether an application ought to be made.
I'm gonna search for you, man. You get freed, man.
What does that
You ain't
mean?
seen that, you know.
What this means is simply this. The constituted authority is supposed to look at the 4 corners of that document to see if any of the 5 things that you just mentioned in the Election Petitions Act.
Antonio, what's up?
That's all. They're not supposed to start looking at the weight of the evidence and start saying, well, this person said that and that. No. As long as you make out a complaint that satisfies the 5 things we talked about. If you didn't mention any of the 5 things, then they can, they have the discretion to say, we're not going to send this on. We're not going to send this on because you haven't made out your claim. How do you make out your claim? You do one of the 5 things. You mention one of the 5 things. At least one. In an affidavit.
That's
and
simple.
Then the election court has 14 days to send it. Sorry, the constituted authority has 14 days to send it off to the election court. That's the time period. Let me 52A3. 1 second. Okay, so that's it. Here are the 5 things again. Let me just go back.
Please say it again.
Here are the 5 things. 1, that more people voted than registered. 2, ballot boxes stolen, destroyed, tampered with. 3, the presiding officer was threatened to sign off on the thing. 4, people voting who shouldn't vote. And 5, any irregularity that would lead to the belief that this election was not free and this election was not fair. That's it.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Now, let me show you how this was applied.
The judge seemed like she dropped the ball in that one there. You know, look good. But now I tell her, like, based off of the understanding of me, I get right there, so. This not look good for you, judge. No joke about it. Why, judge?
Let me just show you this.
They like you, but
just simplify. Here it is.
why?
You have the election.
Rough.
And you're the losing candidate. You're on the left. You can go to the constituted authority, or the constituted authority could do what's on the right on its own volition, meaning that they're hearing things and they're saying we're going to do this on our own. That's how you get to the constituted authority. But
so the constituted authority can hear things and take it upon themselves to send something to the election court in regards to whatever seat. Have they ever done that? They have the authority to do it, but have they ever done it? How many times have we heard people complain about skullduggery in election? We need people in the constituted authority that have the cahoots, the balls, the courage to fight on behalf of the people in the name of democracy. We need some new people over there, brother. This don't look good.
You as a losing candidate cannot go to the court. You cannot go to the court. The constituted authority then will go to the election court for you. That's how it works. Now let me show you how it was applied. 1 second. Get ready for some shock. If you look here, you see that this says in the matter of the Representation of the People Act and the matter of the Elections Petition Act and in the matter of the application by the constituted blah 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 blah. This case was argued March 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, because remember now, this is the election court. They had to listen. When you get to the court, that's when you test the evidence. Before that, you just write down the evidence. You just write and say, yeah, this person,
Paperwork.
A person will attest to telling the truth concerning certain events. They just write it on paper. I swear that this is what I saw happen. And the constituted authority is supposed to look at that to see that it's one of the 5, at least one of the 5. But then when it gets to court, that's when you start testing what was written on paper. They bring people in and they start saying, you said it, and they start cross-examining them and all this to make sure. That's when you can do the videotape and the audio tape and the live witness testimony, and people get cross-examined against what they wrote. That's why you see when it says heard March 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, they're doing all of that. The court is doing all of that. This case was argued in 1998. 1998. And this is a case of Mr. Warren Blake arguing that Mr. Andrew Holness did not win the election fair and square. 1998. The election was in December 1997. Oh, Mr. Wildman is here. All right. You know what, people? If there's one person who can do justice to this topic, it is Mr. Wildman. And I'm so happy he's here. We're going to invite him.
Let him in and me want to look part of this.
Mr. Wildman.
Yeah.
You're muted, Mr. Wildman.
Come through, Mr. Wildman. How you do? You are the man of the hour.
Good night, Dan.
Mr. Wildman, welcome.
Thanks.
I see you have your most able assistant there. I assist you. Listen, Wildman.
Yeah.
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. And you?
We are doing excellent.
Good. Outstanding. Mr. Wildman.
Yes, sir.
And I think I just mentioned to my lovely audience that if there's one person who can do justice to this topic, it's you. And what I did, just to give you, to get you up to speed, what I did, I went back and I showed them a chart and explained the system of governance we have in Jamaica. The legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. And explained them, judiciary is responsible for, the operation of courts. And legally, there's nothing wrong with having 2 people living under the same roof that control 2 branches of government, but morally, we believe that there's something wrong with that, and that happens to be the case of the Prime Minister and his wife. But that's an aside. Then we got into the Election Petitions Act, and then we just finished up with the Representation of the People Act, where I was trying to explain to my audience that the Elections Petitions Act deals with election petitions filed with the Supreme Court. Has nothing to do with the constituted authority. Has nothing to do with the election court. Then we went to section 37 of it, where they started talking about how you can bring certain actions. There are basically five grounds. Then we moved on to the Representation of the People Act, and we started talking about that. So what I'd like you to do, sir, is please take the platform and explain to us the difference between the Election Petitions Act and the Representation of the People Act regarding the complaint about how an election was conducted.
Well, the Election Petition Act is the method that's the legislation that tells you how you approach the court to challenge the outcome of an election. Whereas the Representation of the People's Act tells you what are the requirements of free and fair election. So you have to observe those requirements in order for the election to be considered to be free and fair. So the two acts work in harmony. So you have the constituted authority was set up by virtue of an amendment to the Representation of the People's Act. It provides another method by which you can challenge the outcome of an election. Previously, it was by way of an election petition and the Election Petition Act.
Correct.
So the legislature added another layer, so to speak, which is quicker, faster, for you to challenge the outcome of an election where you think that the election was conducted in an unfair manner. So that's the relationship between both legislation.
Right. I was just showing the 1998 election court's decision in the matter concerning Mr. Holness. And I just want to put up this one section here and see where it says right here, folks. It says right here, because they were complaining about irregularities. That's number 5 of the 5 things that I talked to you about. Irregularities concerning how the election was conducted that made it that made it not to be fair and free. Now look at what it says here. It says the motion to void an election clearly is not an election petition.
Exactly.
The voiding of an election is a new and
that's correct. And that's the point I've been making all along.
It's right there.
There.
Only the constituted authority that can move the court to void the taking of.
That's correct. That's correct.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are hearing confirmation from the lawyer, Mr. Wildman, of Mr. Will Rattigan's thesis regarding the law. This is not going to be over, you know. I mean, I understand people saying leave it alone and all of that. But let God do what God does. Keep the pressure on, Mr. Paul Buchanan and Mr. Hugh Wildman. The house will be tumbling down very soon. You understand it? The tenuousness of this tenure is as thus saith the Lord, and Jonas shall not rest. You understand? The Lord is on the attack. Almighty God, the God of Jacob, the God of Israel, the God of Daniel, the God of Moses. You understand? All knees shall bow and every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Andrew, have to come down. Have to come down.
Tell us, what are your grosses? What are your concerns about the decision? Because people have been saying to me, oh, you know, the complaint wasn't filed in a timely fashion. It was late. The judge said it was late. Please address that.
It's absolute nonsense. Before I got into the case, Mr. Buchanan and his team compiled the evidence after the election and placed it before the constituted authority within the time, because they have 14 days after the poll to do so. They did so in 9 days.
9 days? Whoa, breaking news. 9 days? 9 days. This is news. Let's play that back. He did that in 9 days?
Within the time, because they have 14 days after the poll to do so. They did so in 9 days. So
listen, man. Listen, all the people that support me on this platform, let me tell y'all something. I want you guys to bless this platform this month for my birthday. And let me tell you, if you want to reach out to me, I don't want the blessings for myself to go out and party or anything like that. You know what I want? I want to reboot my platform and have it like how I used to have it, and even elevate it even further. But it's gonna take some money. I need some equipment. And of course, you know, this hurricane Everybody has been hit. Some people, the effects are greater to them than others. I don't come on here and complain because I really don't have anything to complain about. On the know Jamaican people stay, yo, things we bad and we just hold it. You understand? No joke. And when me look for the people where they down Westmoreland and Trelawney and St. Elizabeth and Hanover, you feel me I say, and St. James and Mandeville and Manchester and St. Elizabeth, how dare I complain? How dare I complain? I wouldn't be a just and a good person if I complained. I am thankful to God for all that He has done for me and continue to do. Right? But I'm saying to my audience right now, if you truly appreciate this platform, show me, because I'm gonna show receipts. The money that I get from my birthday energy, I want to put it back into the platform. I have some equipments that I need to get. I need to get those equipment, bruh. Yo, trust me, when I get those equipments, I'ma turn up. Because right now, I am operating on 40% of my potential. Right now, as it stands right now, with the stuff that I'm doing. 40% of the potential of this platform is what I'm operating on. 40%. I'm telling you. Right? But I know it's going to happen either way. Even if the people don't donate, God is going to just let it happen for me some way. God is going to make it happen for me some way. But I'm still putting it out there to you guys. Let's continue. Because, yo, I can't believe what I'm hearing. I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Place it before they constituted authority within the time.
In the fashion, it was late. The job said it was late. Please address that.
It's absolute nonsense.
Nonsense.
Before I got into the case, Mr. Buchanan and his team compiled the evidence after the election and placed it before the constituted authority within the time. Because they have 14 days after the poll to do so. They did so in 9 days.
So before the lawyer even got involved, ladies and gentlemen, before the lawyer got involved, Mr. Buchanan was so shrewd in his operation, so meticulous, so responsible, given that he's an elder and he knows the law. And he's been in this thing for a long time. The man had the thing done in 9 days. Mighty God.
So there's no question about complying with the timeline. They did so.
Mighty God.
And then the constituted authority have 2 weeks now to make their determination as to whether to send it to the election court or not. So there's no question about any timeline. That is a red herring argument. That does not right. He acted within the time. That must be absolute. If he had acted outside of the time, they would not have entertained his application.
Indeed.
So that's the first point. If he were outside of the 14 days, would that people consider it? So the fact that it was brought before them, he was within time.
That makes a lot of sense. The constituted authority would not have seen Mr. Buchanan if it was not in the time. So how did we get here today? No, Judge. Miss Blair, hey, Miss Wint Blair, hello. This don't look good. This don't look good at all.
Okay.
No, sir.
9 days when he has 14 days max.
No.
Because you remember, after the election, he has to go and get his witnesses to compile the affidavits.
Yes.
And make sure that everything is in order to send it to them.
Right.
They can't do election can't be today and it's sent to them tomorrow. It has to be together properly, and then he sends it to the constituted authority. And they now have to make a deliberation on it to see whether their circumstance is to warrant it going to the election court. And this is where they fell down miserably. Having supplied all that mountain of evidence within the time, their job was to now satisfy themselves that the evidence is there, and then immediately send it to the election court. They are not a court to determine whether or not they believe this or they don't believe this. Their job is to say, all right, he has put the first evidence. We are now, our job is to act as like a conduit now, send it to the election court. They are the ones who will test the veracity of the evidence. The witnesses can be called, cross-examined, and the court will not make a determination as to whether we should go
room
ahead.
temperature.
And they failed to do that. So having failed to do that, this is where we come in now, when it got brought to my attention, I see where they made an error. So we immediately, that's when I came into the case now, I immediately see that the procedure now is to go by way of judicial review. And to ask the judicial review court to say, hey, constituted authority, you should have sent the man's thing to the election court. Because he has put before you sufficient circumstances for you to go to the election court. And you see, what you must understand here is that, let me give you a simple example that I did on the radio today, this evening. Suppose he had sent it to them, and they say, you know what, that fellow Buchanan, you know, I don't like that fellow Buchanan. He's a miserable fellow, he's a troublemaker. So he lost, I know when they send anything to the election court. So what they had said that? Based on what the judge did today, the judge said that you can't do anything.
No.
The judge said that you shall go to the election petition. You see the absurdity of this thing, Richard? This thing doesn't make sense. This thing defies all principles of law. The fact of the matter is that long ago, in the case known as Enlistment and Foreign Compensation Commission, the House of Lords made the point that all errors of law go to jurisdiction. So when the constituted authority failed to send the man's thing to the election court, that is an error of law. Because an error of law can arise when you fail to act on evidence or you take into consideration irrelevant things. It can arise in different ways. So in this case, they failed to consider relevant evidence. And what is the relevant evidence? Mounting. You have evidence of people invading polling stations, people double voting, open voting. You have people take command in polling station, taking over the station. People couldn't come and within the unbeaten. People can't come and vote. Party songs and party paraphernalia being on display and to intimidate, influence. All of these things are recognized breaches under the Representation of the People Act, which was pronounced by the court in Blake and Holness as a basis to avoid election. So you have judicial pronouncement of these things already.
People, I just some I left it, you know. Me now go no further because me have to go live again go talk about this. People, make sure so to go over Mr. Will Rattigan page right now. He's probably still live. If he's not, go and watch it yourself. The full video. You see me? Silver Salvage, Wagwan. Joan, Wagwan, Joan. Antonio, big up Wilfred say. No, seriously. This is beyond me, guys. I'm at a loss of words. I have nothing. I have nothing. This is big. So I don't think they should let this one go. I'm sorry, given the details and the understanding, I don't care how powerful how much people is, but I don't business. The law needs to be upheld. I don't care. Goliath did slay something that William. Or the Bible go. David did slay Goliath. I don't business how powerful them think them is, what them is a part of, who them think them a serve. Yeah. The man them need to get this smoke. This is outrageous. This is outrageous. I mean, the judge, in a Jesus name. I thought you was, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, you looking real bad right now, Judge. I ain't even gonna cap, bruh. I kind of liked you, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't know you. I ain't even seen how you look or nothing, but I'm just saying, hey, you know, this judge gave that man $120 million. I was thinking you should have got 240 million or 2 million US. To be honest with you, 2 million US was not a lot for 50 years in prison. Unjustly, Mr. George Williams. Justice for George Williams, by the way. This evil, wicked government trying to sue and appeal that shit. For, man, y'all is... Listen, I have nothing good to say about this government. Honestly, there's nothing good about this government. When I tell you these guys are the absolute worst type of people in the world. How dare you appeal that judgment? How dare you appeal that judgment? I really don't like... Yo, these guys are the scum of the earth, bro. Listen, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this, bro. Like, I understand the system and the system being corrupt, but when you actually understand the law and it starts to get explained, and then you really look at it like, are they this blatant? 9 days, Mr. Buchanan went and put in his thing, brother. I want to say him did late. How is that late? When it was supposed to be 14 days. The lawyer came in and Mr. Buchanan was ready for the lawyer. The lawyer understood the assignment. The lawyer said, all right, boom. This is how we have to go do it. Based off the evidence and everything. Because when people are telling me, say, no, well, I was listening to Mr. Lonesome. Right? I was listening to Mr. Lonesome, yes I was. Right? But I don't know of that, so I don't speak on that, yes? What Mr. Lonesome knows, I don't know. So I'm like, how could this dude really barefacedly do this? Being a part of that or not? And then when I listen to Mr. Will Rattigan with the law now, I'm like, it's kind of leaning towards the lawyer though. Although you said that, so I'm like, I don't know about the lawyer being kind of like that. No, the judge got me thinking, bro. I'm disappointed, Judge. Not even gonna hold you. I'm not even. Where did somebody? I can't ask you that. Judge, is everything okay? Blink if you're okay. If not, do this. Judge. Judge. Did somebody get to you, Judge? Just do, you know what I'm saying? Don't say nothing. Just look at the screen like this. You know what I'm saying? Send me a reply in the comment section with your eyes wide open like this. Judge. Blink if everything is okay. If not, open up your eyes like this. Oh my God, somebody said she got 300%, man. Oh my God. Rose. Big up Canada, by the way. Canada in the building. Shout out to Mr. Willie Rattigan. Shout out to Hot Off the Press. Big up mums. Talking Man TV. Dre Bryan. Andre Stevens. ABR News. Mr. Willie Rattigan. Mr. Lonesome. Mystic Sensation, obviously. Carlos, Jamaica Carlos. Yo, shout out to everybody. That's doing the do, bro. Auntie Jenny, yes. Life with Jenny, shout out. Big up. Big up London 45, Fox, period point blank. Big up Caution on TikTok. Big up Mama San. Man, I don't forget people, bro. I shouldn't have started this. Why did I go here? How are they doing this foolishness, bro? Shout out to KB, shout out to TJ, shout out to Damn D. Shout out to Mr. Kimi, Miss Collins, Miss Your Thoughts. Y'all probably don't know who those is, but those are my day ones. Rose, I want to. Rose, why don't you hear them for Rose? Who else? Me really, the Bible says, be at peace with all men if it's possible. So, you know, hey. There's some people that I just, it's not going to work out. People that want me to go to jail because of my opinion or hurt me. We have nothing to talk about. Y'all are weird. Y'all is weird. Y'all are some weird individuals. Yeah, we can't have no connection now, I'm sorry. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. So all that come in, Rose. When me say make you say vengeance, how I go on? Me wonder if me call one name I wonder what. Big up Lassom. My bono no so. I'm big up Saturday. I'm big up all of my moderator them. Especially the female them. Gentlemen, big up on yourself, salute, but especially my female them. You understand? Big up my mother, big up my father, big up my sister and my brother them. You understand? Big up my future wife and big up my pitney them. Future pitney them. Big them up. And big up God most of all. Oh no, me know that already now. Hey, Rose. Listen, we talk the truth without fear or fear. Hey, no fear. You understand? And as ones, you know, we have to know how to disagree and still maintain respect for one another. Yeah. Because I not agree with everything where all of my people and me watch say. I not agree with everything. No, I not agree. I don't. But it's not all the time I voice my disagreement. You feel what I say? It's not all the time I voice my disagreement. But I not agree with everything what everybody say. How can I? That would mean I'm not thinking for myself. Anybody who see me endorse and what them I say, like me literally agree with what them I say, bro. Me pre and me meds and me genuinely. Me not big up nobody for no clout. If you say yo Ray and for people follow me. You understand what I say? Oh, thank you so much, Rose. Rosemary, you are going? You good? Long time I don't see you, Rosemary. Rose and Rosemary there. I want to know Rose in the garden. Mad. Rose in the garden. Thank you so much, Rose. It's good to feel appreciated. If I can influence one person's life positively, then, you know, I feel good about that. I feel good about that, you know. I mean, you know, we have to start do some more empowering thoughts. Because I think there's a lot of you ladies and men on here, you know, that are underestimating yourself in terms of your potential. There's a video that I came across earlier that spoke specifically to this. I wonder if I had sent it to my and that's the choir. No, I don't want to see the choir. What's this? No caption needed. Listen, motivation. Okay.
Black is beautiful.
No, that's not the one. But let me see via my history. Let me see if it was on here. The person said something that was so instrumental. I believe it's Instagram. Maximus, good night, Wagwan. Yeah, David. Yeah, I believe it's this. Where is that? Really? It's not this? Come on, bruh. Is it Facebook? Where was I? Was it Facebook? Yo, I saw this audio, bruh. I was like, wow. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna listen a little bit more of this. Ooh.
So when I saw that,
So
worked for you.
that regime, which the statute provides for, that is just to confuse.
No. She talks about the timelines, and she's saying time is of the essence with an election. And the judge even said there was no violation per se of the timeline in certain aspects, the way when things were filed.
Yeah.
But it's filed quickly enough. And I found that to be a start.
It is absurd. It is absurd. If the parliament says you have 14 days to file something, and you file it in 9 days, can anybody say that you are guilty of delay? No, tell me. A little child going to basic school would know better than that. You have 14 days to file something, and you file it in 9 days. Can anybody say that you are guilty of delay?
No.
So that is what is it? I don't understand this thing. So, and let me explain something to you. By asking those questions, the judgment is inherently wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It is incurably bad.
Dang.
You can't be going on issues that are not issues in the case.
Wow.
The man did not file an election petition, so why are you talking about the election petition?
Damn.
The man filed.
Oh, the judge is getting all this smoke. Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen. What? Bruh. Whew. I'm talking about, man. Sheesh. Wow. Hey, shout out to Sister Carrie Ann. I don't know if she watches my videos, but I want to say happy birthday to Sister Carrie Ann. That is today, the 9th of December. Salute to her. Yeah, big shout out to Sister Carrie Ann, all right? Just let, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Letting it be known. Born again, oh Lord, what's up? How you doing? Yo, could it be TikTok? Could it be TikTok? So TikTok is where I saw that video? Let me find out. Man, when I tell you I'm determined to find that video, y'all think I'm playing. Man, y'all steady think I'm playing, bro. I am not playing. I am determined to find that video. You hear me?
The hood is so poor, why are Asians?
Alright, so that's not the video. Okay, let me go to Let me go to activities, likes. I got a video from my brother, man. Yo, that was one of the most powerful videos I've seen so far. So I need to find it. I'm not seeing it on my Facebook. I'm not seeing like I shared it. Hopefully it's not my Facebook. If it's my Facebook, then that's bad. Because that would mean, yeah, that's bad. If I passed it and I did, well, let me go to my, let me go here. Yesterday, today, okay. Alright, so. Hey, what's up? You know, I don't have Marvin's number, but I'll have to get it. I'll have to get it and get it to you. Somebody want to help out Marvin for donate some clothes. Anybody have Marvin number? Marvin Edgar? I should have it in him, but I don't know why I never saved this number. All of us. All of us. All of us. Oh my God. Yo, somebody had a video, man, and it was talking about procrastination and the demons and them something there and them different demons and how them affect you and them something there. I need to find that video. That video was so... Oh, wait a minute. I got him. Got him. Yep, it was Instagram. It was it was TikTok. Listen to this. Listen to this.
That make you procrastinate, that never want you to finish anything in life. Real demons. The first one that we're going to talk about is Belphegor. And Belphegor is the demon of sloth. Belphegor thrives on laziness and apathy. And apathy is the highest level of confusion. Confusion has 3 different levels. Apathy is the highest level of it. He whispers in your mind that there's no need to rush. So you take a break forever. You put things off until next year. His influence is extremely subtle. You almost don't realize that it's there. At first you feel like you're resting, but soon enough you wasted hours. Hours. And if you catch yourself thinking, I'll do this later, it's probably Belphegor at work. The second demon we're talking about today is Asmodeus. Asmodeus, the demon of lust. Many people think lust is only about sex. Lust is any source of pleasure or delight. Asmodeus is a seducer of instant gratification. He draws you away from your responsibilities and tempts you into indulging in whatever brings you the quickest pleasure. Whether it's social media, video games, food, pornography, whatever distracts you from the task at hand. He's the voice in your head letting you know that you need to watch more Netflix. Just goof off a little more. That's sloth. The last demon we're talking about is Ashtaroth. Ashtaroth is a demon of hesitation and despair. He is a demon that preys on your self-doubt and fear of failure. This is the demon behind the imposter syndrome. His presence makes you feel overwhelmed by the task ahead. Convinces you you're not.
Shout out to my girl Selena. If I was living in Texas, yeah, me and Selena would have definitely, you know what I'm saying, probably going to church together or something, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Selena.
Good enough to succeed. He'll make you freeze up with anxiety, thinking there's no way I can do this perfectly, so why should I even try in the first place? If you are or have been suffering with procrastination, 2025 is your year. If you want
free information.
Selena, I'm gonna send this to you because this shit is powerful, and this is on it's on TikTok. I don't know if you're on TikTok, but send me a message. What? Come on. Send me a message on Instagram right now so I can send it to you. Yeah, this right here. He talked about 3 demons, and I know that I have encountered those demons in my life all the time. All the time. And I never even thought about it the way he framing it, but right now, yo, I'm gonna be very intentional about this. I downloaded this video. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you right now. You check that out. I think you're gonna use that very well for whatever, because I know you're a driven person, but you know, we all, and I can contest to it, like, if I'm being 100% honest, and I don't talk about this a lot, there is somebody that is very close to me right now, always going to be close to me, and if one of those demons did not convince me of what it convinced me of, let's just say things would be very different. Very different. I'm talking about, I know this person for over 10 years, bruh. Over 10 years. Yeah, I saw a video about that. The spiritual realm, I am not versed, to be honest with you, but I am learning some more. And yo, it is you know what I'm saying? So it's something that has become a topic. You know what I'm saying? Hey, thank you. Send me the video. Send me the video. But in terms of this topic, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Dayton Campbell, it appears that situation is not really legit, because I haven't seen any other news outlet come out with a story about Dayton Campbell being, you know, removing himself as the secretary, the general secretary of the PNP. Even if it was a case that he actually did that because he wanted to concentrate on the rebuild of his constituency, I would have understood and I would have saluted him. And I still salute him, regardless, whatever his decision is. If this situation is false, I mean, Mr. Lonesome, somebody told me Mr. Lonesome said it was false. I haven't seen it myself. But if Mr. Lonesome said it's false, then I know he knows, because he must have reached out to somebody, because he got all them numbers. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. You got to know who know. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So shout out to Mr. Dr. Dayton Campbell. And the demons of procrastination, let's fight them. Because sometimes opportunities come our way, like the love of our lives, like a great business opportunity. And because of procrastination, God be sending us billion-dollar gifts and we don't even take them. We missed the chance because we was ready, but then we wasn't. We procrastinated. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta just jump for the alley hoop. Don't think about it, because thinking about it would mean that the ball would have passed the hoop and you missed the alley hoop. And that's my time. Shout out to Selena. So good to see you, darling. And see y'all later, ladies and gentlemen. I might be going live later on too. This topic is too juicy. Mr. Will Rattigan, oh my God. Yo, who's this? Neru? What's up, Neru? Yeah, we need to fight these devils and these demons and these warlocks and these witches. It is a real thing. You understand what I'm saying? It is a real thing, realer than we could all even imagine. And in these times, in the last days, we're gonna encounter them even more. So we gotta be ready. Stay ready, ladies and gentlemen. Stay ready. See y'all later. Oh yeah, fear definitely. That is the biggest one. That's the one that crumbled nations and from just elevating from their slave masters and stuff like that. Fear is definitely one of them. And the three demons that I'm speaking of, fear is the center of those three demons. If you listen to the audio that I sent you. Yeah. So salute to you, Selena. Appreciate you, baby. See y'all later. Rose, everybody. Big up. I'm out.